CPI print came in and it rocked the markets a little bit. Bitcoin has bounced back fairly nicely. Where are we headed to next this week? Are we going to see more volatility? We also have videos to share from Hester Peirce, from Anthony Scaramucci, from Jerome Powell. What are they saying? What is up with meme coins? Are they going to be regulated by the SEC? We have that. We're also going to talk a little bit about Franklin Templeton and what layer one they just bridged over to and added to their portfolio of layer ones for their RWA product. We're going to take a look at the markets and should we be buying or selling altcoins right now? We'll talk about that and much, much more on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. Let's go. Hola! It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto, home of the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency content where we take old, boring, stale information, repackage that whole thing up in a fun, sexy way. You know what? We've seen a lot of volatility in Bitcoin this morning, also in the altcoin market. So things are getting a little spicy out here. We saw Bitcoin dip down to, was it like 93,000, 92,000 briefly? 93. And then immediately rebounded. We jumped up to 97,000. So, you know, the volatility is there. I do think that we are still on track for a nice breakout and a $100,000 Bitcoin. I think that is here around the corner. CPIs come in. Take that with what you want, but you know what? I just think that let's not forget we're in a bull market, middle of the bull market. Pullbacks are natural. Pullback has happened, and so let's get back on track. Let's get back to that new price discovery. You hear that? To the new all-time highs. You hear that? Altcoins? Say it again so the altcoins can hear you. The joke. You mentioned CPI. The CPI came in this morning higher than expected. This was a post from the Kobe AC letter. While January CPI inflation was 3%, inflation is much higher in many basic necessities, including car repair. Robin? Sorry, buddy. Homeowner inflation is up, and all these I'm not going to go over them. Now, headline CPI just posted its largest monthly jump since August of 2023 at 0.5%. Not only is inflation compounding over 3+ years, but is now back on the rise. Inflation truly never left. You take a look at the markets. As Rob mentioned, this is Bitcoin on the hourly. We did get a liquidation candle to the downside. According to Binance info, we got down to 94,000 on a big volume there. And then we, like he mentioned, we rebounded fairly nicely. I mean, this one candle alone at 8 a.m. Pacific, we took out some highs. Now, the important level that I'm watching here that I want to see taken out is that 98.4 level, right? You take a look. This is kind of the top end of this channel with really one deviation outside of it, which is right here. But we want to break above that. If we can clear that, stay above it, then at least on the micro side, right, the micro time frame, the trend is reversed. But until then, unfortunately, we are still in a downtrend in the short term, which means we can make money shorting on these rallies, which if you did at 97.6, you're sitting on a decent little percentage profit there. And so, but what we're seeing on the hourly, potential bull flag, depending on how far this retracement goes. If we go below this 96.1 level, then that's really invalidated. But something to keep an eye on. And then if you zoom out to the daily, I mean, look at these wicks on these candles, right? I was talking about this on the trading show on Monday. Large wicks, lots of indecision. And so I think we're at an inflection point here. Are we going to break down or are we going to break up? But I think we're going to break one way or the other once we get some volume in there. So either way, are you surprised the market's kind of bounced back fairly quickly? I thought, so I mean, again, highest month-over-month increase since 2023. I thought the markets would get spooked and really sell everything off, but hey, we got that wick down to 94K, and
I think what we're seeing is these large liquidation candles. A lot of people are positioning themselves for what feels like a short of the lifetime situation. We talked about it yesterday. Like, hey, we do think that possibility of Bitcoin going down to 81,000, even perhaps lower, something that we discussed yesterday. I think it's possible. I'm not in that camp. I do think that we return above 100K here this week, and that's not what I think as far as my personal sentiment is not what's shared across the markets. And there's a lot of people that have bearish outlook, right? And so they're putting their money where their thoughts are, and they're shorting the market. And I think that, well, people get excited. They see the price dropping. You see that 95, 94, people start putting in shorts. They're like, support is broken. You get big downside move. You go all the way down to 93. And then the money comes in and the liquidations actually reverse. And then we see 97. I mean, you know, how many shorts were put in on that drop as people anticipating the price collapse of Bitcoin down to that sub 90K, and then just immediately got liquidated shortly thereafter. I would just say that, like, proceed with caution, because that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing big swings the upside, downside,
but it's manipulation by the exchanges?
Not the exchanges. I think it's people that understand the market situation, right? We understand we're in a bull market. We say it all the time. Don't go against the trend, right? The trend is your friend, as they say. And so what is the macro trend here? We're post-halving. We're in a bull market. We're in uncharted territories when it comes to six-figure Bitcoin. We've had a pullback. People instantly just forget that 3 weeks ago we were at $108,000. It's like, but it was so long ago. It was January. We're in February. Like, like, guys, like, are we for real? January? No, honestly, like, think about that. Where was the price of Bitcoin at the beginning of the year? I mean, back in
94,000.
Okay, so at the beginning of the year, so we were at 98,000, 94,000, broke 100,000. Back in the last week so basically on January 21st, we broke new all-time highs. That was 3 weeks ago. So 3 weeks ago, we set a Bitcoin 15-year history of Bitcoin. We have now hit a brand new all-time high 3 weeks ago, and everybody's freaking out, man. People over here, I'm having conversations like, well, I think the market's over. I think we're going to have like 6 months of just trading sideways. I think that altcoins are cooked. I'm like, bro, it's been 3 weeks. Wake the fuck up, people. Wake the fuck up. We are in a bull market. We are $3,000 away from $100,000. We're less than $10,000 away from a new all-time high. We are seeing volatility, and we had a pullback. It's time to make money, people. It's time to make some damn money. Are you going to wait for Bitcoin to get to 120,000 to finally pull the trigger on some buys? Wake the hell up, people. I'm telling you. I'm tired of hearing the community over here packing their bags up, falling asleep at the wheel when you had a natural pullback, and we will be back up to new all-time highs very shortly. And if we get a pullback, so be it. It is what it is. It ain't gonna be long-lived though. And if y'all keep shorting this market and y'all got this short mentality, y'all gonna get burned, bro. Because the trend is your friend, up and to the right, bull market. Wake up, man. What else do you need to see? And I'll tell you what, every time the markets get down and everyone starts thinking that the cycle's over, that's when you rip. Don't be over here trying to buy Cardano at $1.45 because you're like, oh, it's going to go to $2. It's at 80 cents right now. Don't be stupid. Put a position in. It'll be over $1 in 30 days. 50% rip. There you go. 35. Think about it. You buy Cardano at 70 cents, it goes to $1, you increase 50%. Right? You put 10,000 into Cardano
at 70 cents, it gets to $1.05, you now have 15 grand. It was at $1.30 3 weeks ago. Pay attention. Make some money. Make some money. That's why we're here. That's why you're watching.
Good start.
I'm just saying, man. Like, it's like, do you feel the vibe too, Rocco? Do you feel like everyone's kind of like,
yeah,
like they picked up the phone and they're like, Satoshi, I'm done. I'm mailing it. Let me know when we get back over 108,000. Like we were there 3 weeks ago. I'm like, well, that's too long. Like the thing is like when we were in 2024 and we traded between $60,000 and $70,000 or whatever the hell it was for 8-9 months. I get it. There was fatigue in the market. People were losing faith, right? That I understood. But it's been 3 weeks, bro. It's been 3 weeks. How much patience do y'all not have?
Okay.
Also, couple takeaways. Number one, Donald Trump.
Keep going, eh?
Yeah, this one's outside of it's outside of stop overthinking the markets. We're in a bull market post-halving. Like, we're gonna make money. Like, pay attention, make money. Okay. But outside of that, couple takeaways. One, Elon Musk taking questions at the White House. Probably the greatest interview I've ever seen in my life. Or the greatest question and answer. Like, it was so good, man. I don't know if y'all watched that 20 minutes of him taking questions at the White House. I would recommend you go check that shit out because it was fabulous. Fabulous. Yeah, he talked about one big takeaway, though. He talked about no inflation next year. Simply said, hey, we can take the deficit or spending and we can drop it from $2 trillion down to $1 trillion. We will essentially negate inflation. And you won't have any inflation next year, which, hey, what do you think happens if there's no inflation? If that CPI number, that headline number that we just looked at, 3%, what if in 8, 9, 10 months, that number is 0? What do you think happens to interest rates? Well, pretty safe to say it gets cut. Also, you got Donald Trump tweeting yesterday, he said, I didn't have the tweet pulled up. Interest rates should be lowered, something that would go hand in hand with upcoming tariffs. Let's rock and roll, America. So he says America, he's obviously talking to Jerome Powell. He's the one that sets the interest rates. And so, you find yourself in a situation where if you fall asleep here at the wheel, because the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, is actively cutting spending, which is actively reducing expenditures of the United States, which is goes hand in hand with lowering our CPI, right? We're paying less interest. CPI goes down, credit card payments go down, borrowing gets easier. We already know that. We already know what happens here. Y'all wait for retail to jump in. All the signs are here, bro. There it is.
That's it. Boom. Oh. Want me to drop it the nuke? No, that was okay. Let's bring it.
All right, let's talk about this. Goldman Sachs, Gary Gensler's former employer, has increased their spot Ethereum holdings by 2,000% to $476 million, along with boosting his Bitcoin ETF stash to over $1.5 billion in Q4 of last year. Now, why is this important? This isn't BlackRock or Fidelity or Bitwise who are buying it for their people that hold their ETFs, for their customers. Goldman Sachs is a customer. And so take that info as you will. It's funny you say just when everyone thinks it's over, that's when it rallies, except when it comes to ETH, right, Robin?
That is the one exception there. We've
always an exception.
We've been waiting.
Yeah.
We've been waiting.
Don't wait too long.
Waiting for that ETH breakout. It's
don't wait too long, okay? This was posted by Miss Eleanor Tourette. 3 sources with direct knowledge of the matter tell me that Donald Trump has picked Brian Quintenz, who is the global head of policy for Andreessen Horowitz Crypto, to lead the CFTC. And this post was when it was not confirmed by the White House, and I believe now it is confirmed by the White House. So adding another pro-crypto chair to Donald Trump's roster, right? Got the Treasury Secretary, Treasury of Commerce. You got, there was another one. There was it DHS? Kristi Noem, maybe? And of course, the SEC, and now the CFTC, and the Crypto Council, the Crypto Czar. I mean, you name it. There are more pro-crypto people in positions of power now than ever before. And so that could be potentially a spark. And this is Miss Hester Peirce talking about meme coins and the SEC. Let's see.
Commissioner, does the president and first lady launching their own meme coins make your job more difficult?
I think one of the things we're trying to do is look at categories of tokens that are out there. There are lots of people who are introducing meme coins right now. Facts and circumstances matter. We always have to look at the facts and circumstances. But many of the meme coins that are out there probably do not have a home as in the SEC under our current set of regulations. And so, again, if that's something that Congress wants to address, they can do that. Maybe that's something the CFTC wants to address. But many of those, I think, probably are not within our jurisdiction.
That's crazy. We went from Gary Gensler, who said everything is a security, to now the SEC commissioner saying, maybe the CFTC wants to take this one, or hey, maybe we'll leave it up to Congress to make rules and regulations.
I mean, it genuinely just makes sense, right? To say like, hey, we regulate securities. Basically, we regulate stocks, ownership in a company, percent ownership in a company in the form of stocks, and also tokenized assets, right? You know, you have real estate securities, which aren't stocks, but they're basically tokenized items, value, commodities, things of that nature. And so anyways, there's no need to throw crypto in there. There's no need to throw meme coins in there. There's no need to throw NFTs in there. There's no need to throw collectibles in there. There's no securities for baseball cards. Let's not have securities for meme coins or collectibles or NFTs. It's not in their basket of duties, right?
Dude.
Not in their department.
Cooking duties.
Simple as that, man.
That guy.
Speaking of meme coins, though, first of all, BNB is ripping today. Is there any news on BNB that I missed? Okay. So BNB is ripping, which kind of caught my eye because, well, PancakeSwap is also ripping as well, which is the #1 DEX on Binance Smart Chain. But, who else is going to join into this meme coin frenzy? Well, look no further than CZ. So CZ has, here we go. So here on this thread here, he's talking about memes. This guy V says, CZ, do you have a pet dog? He says, yes, not a Shiba Inu, but a Belgian Malinois. What's a Belgian Malinois?
It makes a lot of noise, I hear.
How do you?
Trombone. I gotta get the trombone.
What kind of dog is this thing here? Let's see.
I
Let's see what this thing looks like. Oh, it looks like it's like a German Shepherd, bro. Looks like one.
Oh, that one. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, it's a German Shepherd. So it's a mix. I guess it's some certain type of breed character of a German Shepherd.
Super smart. This beautiful dog. My father used to have one of those.
Yeah. So, anyways, back to kind of what I was saying. So you had he said it's a German Shepherd is basically what he said. I'm not the best at pronouncing, so we'll leave it at that. And so then we had a tweet response. We need name and photo, sir. So,
I wonder why they would need a name and a photo.
Which But then CZ replied to that. Well, he's not ready. I don't know where the reply is, but anyways, he said, "Let me do due diligence, and we'll get there." He said he doesn't want to dox his dog. So I'm serious. That's what he said, bro.
I believe you. I'm not laughing at that.
And so,
You mentioned BNB. Look at this. Look at these flows, right? These are inflows. BNB has the largest inflows, right? Largest coming from USDT, from stables, and then ETH and Bitcoin. And so people are bridging over to BNB. It was funny. I talked about this yesterday, I believe, or 2 days ago. BNB used to be like the scam chain, right? Or people labeled it the scam chain. And now I think Solana's taking that cake. And so are we seeing a resurgence?
I never liked that. You've always mentioned scam chain. I've never liked it because it basically, if it's cheap and easy to launch a project, then you're going to attract people that want to launch scams. But it's not anything. It's not any fault of. It's like getting mad at Tornado Cash. Be like, well, you make it easy for people to launder money. Well, you make it easy to launch a scam coin. Well, you make it easy to, or Craigslist or whatever it is. Like, I can't at all throw any shade at the platform, just like Solana. Like, I care less. If anything, I think it's absolute bullish narrative to have a ton of scam coins on there, meme coins, whatever the hell you want to call it, like pump and dumps, whatever you want to name it. If you have a ton of those on your ecosystem, you basically are advertising, hey, we can start up and launch projects at a moment's notice for pennies on the dollar. Come build on us. And you know what? Other chains wish they could do that shit.
I disagree. You think it's bullish that a chain is known for having a lot of scams?
I think it is a testament to their capabilities, and it also shows you how cheap it is to use the network. Why is nobody using Ethereum layer 1 to launch scam coins? It's expensive. Doesn't have the throughput capabilities. It's hard and cumbersome to get it going. And so it just shows you that where the money is where people are going to go.
I don't know if I'd call that a bullish narrative, but yeah.
I mean, it is what, okay, you can sit here and say most money laundering is done in dollars.
Doesn't mean I'm bullish on the dollar.
No, but I'm saying, like, you can sit here and be like, hey, man, you know what? The bigger the economy gets, the more people are going to fraud. People choose to use the dollar when they're asking for a ransom. Nobody says, give me 17 million rupees. No, they say, hey, you know what?
Like $20.
Give me $10 million and, here's our ransom. It's priced in dollars because that's the go-to method for transacting in currency is dollars. Same thing with crypto. And so if someone is launching scams, well, if majority of the scams are on a certain chain, then the community has realized that that's where you go. That's where the activity is. That's where the users are. That's where the money is. If you ain't got no money and no users, ain't nobody gonna launch a scam on there. How many scams you heard of on Dash Network? Ain't nobody launching no Dash scams. like honestly. I mean, am I wrong?
A little bit, yeah.
How?
I don't.
That's life, bro. The more attention you draw, the more problems that come. The more money you make, the more heat you put on yourself. The more stress you put on yourself, the more success you have, right? If you just sit on the couch and you don't do anything and you don't go anywhere, and you don't try to get a good job, you don't try to make a career, you don't try to take any risk, you don't try to make big money, you don't try to do anything great, you're going to have a boring ass life, but also you ain't gonna have if you're a dude, you're gonna have a hard time finding a nice lady. If you're trying to make ends meet, you're not gonna make a lot of money. If you get fired, your car breaks down. Good luck trying to get that fixed. At the end of the day, volatility, scams, issues, problems, stress, they come from success. The more successful you are, look at Elon Musk, man. That dude catches so much heat. Trump catches so much heat. The people that catch the most heat and the people point the most fingers at are the people that are out here building and the people that are out here like getting it. And it's the same for crypto, man. And if you're a nobody, no scams are going to pop up on your chain. But yeah, my boy Enzo says more money, more problems. More transactions, more problems.
You know what I like? You know what I like to see? I like to see maybe something like Jupiter or another DEX have some sort of, when you go in, because the one problem I see is you get the average person that enters into the Solana ecosystem, and they're going to come across a scam, lose their money, and that might be enough for them to just completely leave the ecosystem in general, right? Might be like, hey, they heard there's a lot of scamming going on, and they get scammed themselves. Like, yeah, those people were right, and they leave and never come back. What I'd like to see is something like Jupiter, a DEX aggregator or a DEX. When you put in a swap and you put in the contract address, if the liquidity is not locked or burned, or there's some sort of rating, that it'll pop up a window that explains to you, hey, the liquidity is not locked. This is what it means. Proceed with caution, to where people can, because some people don't know where the resources are. Some people don't put in the time, and we can all sit here and say, well, you got to be accountable. You know, you want to protect yourself. You got to do the research, which I agree. But at the end of the day, keep things simple. Have some sort of disclaimer on there where it can pull the information from something like DEX Tools or Pump.fun or wherever platform they decide to API out of, to, if the liquidity is not locked, throw like a disclaimer on there before you let people make the swap. If the liquidity is not burned, do the same thing. If there's been large withdrawals or large sell orders over the past 1 hour, if the price has gone down over 60% in 1 hour, whatever that benchmark number is, have something like that pop up. It's another level of security to help people maybe like think twice about, hey, maybe this is a scam. Let me check, or let me wait on it. And so
for me, every time I get any of those notices, I just simply close the window. I ain't got time for that, bro. And if you're on a DEX trading a meme coin with less than a $1 million market cap, and you're swapping here in the middle of the night, like, honestly, like, you already know what you're doing. You understand the risks. And the only people that complain about this is when they knowingly take the risk, they knowingly buy a project at a $20,000 market cap with only like 10 holders. They know what the hell they're doing. And then when they get rugged, then they want to stand up and be like, oh, man, I got cheated. I had no idea. You knew damn well what you were doing. And you are not on Jupiter, on DEX Tools, over here deep into some itty-bitty tiny market cap thing, talking about you had no idea of the risk. And having a little, I'm sorry, David, having a little window pop up saying, hey, there's not a lot of liquidity here. Be careful. Like, honestly, if you're that damn dumb to not understand the dangers of a tiny, minute freaking market cap thing that you're on some DEX, you had to onboard cash, you had to swap it over to some token, right? You had to exchange it over, you had to swap it over. You're on a DEX, you're at 3 a.m, you're in your underwear, you got a bowl of cereal on the counter, and you're sitting here like, oh, and you're trying to like swap, like, and you're like, yes, increase the slippage. You know what you're doing. I'm sorry, bro. Now, if it was like Coinbase and then they bought some token and then that token went under, okay, I get it. But you're talking about some next level high-end DEX swapping, bro, and on some obscure chain on a tiny, minute market cap link. Like, you know what you're doing, bro. And if you don't, then you deserve to get burned. And I don't care if you sit here and be like, oh my God, Robin, how could you say that? You want people to lose their money? No, you know what? Sometimes you have to learn a hard lesson. Sometimes you got to lose some money before you figure out the importance of doing your own research. I've lost plenty of money, and it has made me a smarter investor. You know what? I have invested in low market cap and watched it go to zero. And it has made me a lot more knowledgeable, and a lot more cautious. And it has put me in a position to make 10Xs, 100Xs, and 1000Xs when I identify this is high risk. I understand it can go to zero. And I understand firsthand, not I've heard YouTubers say it can go to zero. Be careful, guys. No, I know it can go to zero because I've done it many times before. I've seen it go to zero before, and I've lost money firsthand. And for that, it has made me a way stronger investor, and I can out-trade and out-invest 99.9% of the other people out here because I've had my experience and I've gotten punched in the face. And so I don't need no damn disclaimer. And I honestly, I would shame
a DEX or putting some extra window to pop up that I got to close out because somebody wants to sit here and blame the DEX for not telling them there wasn't enough liquidity in there. You knew it was a $20,000 market cap coin. You knew what you were doing. Don't go in hindsight be like, well, no idea of the risk.
Is the pop-up window that it pulls out when you do 25x leverage? That's the window that you're
That's
looking
the
for?
one, bro.
The one that you ate?
It's the same one that pops up on Uniswap. Have you ever like really sat there and thought like increasing the slippage to 8%? It invites front run bots. I know. Don't tell me 5 times. I'm there. I'm good. X that damn thing out. Stop reminding me. I'm a DJ at heart.
It's not practical, bro.
Hey, Rob, how many coffee did you get this morning?
He got his testosterone shot. That's what he got.
That's the coffee. Decaf from tomorrow, okay?
We have different views. I think in terms more of practicality for the average person. But yeah. Anyways, let's listen to Jerome Powell. He was, I think this was from the same committee hearing he had. Maybe it was the second day. I'm not sure, but this was very recent. And listen to what he had to say.
With that spread of an expansion of crypto, and the president is 100% behind it. He just started his own meme coin. He's making a lot of money off of that, which is another issue. My concern is that the spread of an expansion of crypto will infect the traditional banking system because it's a volatile, speculative asset, and we've seen some very sudden disasters with crypto. I'm just wondering, are there any backstops that we can use, any firewalls that we can put in place that might insulate the traditional banking system, because they have access to the discount window and they're FDIC insured. So there may be, second order impacts if we have a collapse of a major crypto issuer. Are there any extra things that we can do to protect the traditional banking system?
Yes. So first, I would say there are really 2 things that are happening. One is banks are serving crypto customers, and we don't want to get in the way of banks serving perfectly legal customers as long as they understand the risks and that sort of thing. We don't want to single out any particular.
Are you speaking to custody?
Well, custody is more. The second thing is
right.
Undertaking activities on their own, right? And in that case, I do think it's appropriate to as usual, as bank supervisors, make sure that we understand and banks understand the risks that are involved in the activity that they're taking inside an insured depository. On the other hand, you don't want to go too far. I think there were a bunch of disasters, as we all remember, and we don't want to, and we were reacting to some extent to those. You don't want to go so far as to overplay your hand on that. So I think we need to be mindful that many of these activities can very well be done inside of banks, and custody may well be one of them. In fact, in Fed-regulated banks, there are lots of crypto activities happening now. They've just happened under a framework where we made sure that the bank understood and we understood exactly what they're doing.
Right. We also have the...
God, see, the thing is, he tried to paint crypto and try to frame that question. So he was trying to corner him, right? Like, hey, man, we've had these explosions. We've had crypto go under. We have the Fed discount window. You guys can borrow. Things go under. They're going to start borrowing. This is bad. What are some firewalls we could put up, some roadblocks? And Jerome Powell, as dull as that man's personality could be, straight like a G, was like, hey, man, crypto's a thing. Banks are running it. We ain't touching it. They ain't doing nothing. Understand the risk. Just like I said, people understand the risk. Banks know the risk. Let them play in the sandbox. Have at it. I feel like, you know what? I like Jerome Powell.
There we go.
That's my boy, man. My boy finally came around.
That's your boy, huh?
He's never talked crap
That's
about
my
crypto.
boy.
Now he's been reluctant to embrace it. But he's never come out here and jumped on that stupid train that so many politicians and bureaucrats currently spit all the time, or have historically spit, is that it's money laundering, it's theft, it's not real. He never jumped on that train. So my boy, Oh boy, you're welcome to the club. Welcome to the crypto club. Jerome Powell, we would like to inundate you with a proper salute. Thank you.
What's wrong? We're currently running a giveaway on X. And so I'm going to share the video, okay?
Sorry.
This is I'll watch a little bit of the video and then I'll tell you what it is, okay?
Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight against Doge. We'll fight Elon Musk. No Elon's kept within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk. Oh, which
All right, so the competition is this. Name this band, and the best answer gets $50 in USDT or USDC, because it's free on Coinbase. So we had a few good ones. There was one in here I really liked. Jimmy had a bunch of them. Bingo Riot. I like this one, the Safe Space Cadets. So if you want to win $50, we'll keep this up till we'll announce the winner on tomorrow's show. So you still have some time. This is the post on X. So go over to X when we're done and put your best answer in here. We'll pick one winner and give them $50.
What I just don't understand, and I won't elaborate too far on it because it's kind of outside of crypto, but like, why?
Stop it.
Why are people amassing in groups? Because we're auditing the government spending. Like,
You know the answer to that question.
no, but why are these individuals doing it? I understand
Because
why
they're
congressmen.
brainwashed. Because they're brainwashed. They're brainwashed by people like Nancy Pelosi and Elizabeth
regardless
Warren.
of brainwashing, wouldn't you just?
That's what it
don't
is.
Don't people just simply understand? Like, hey,
No.
the U.S. spends more money than we
Because
should
they've been brainwashed.
on random.
They are brainwashed.
They all work at the
Brainwashed
IRS.
right here, man. I'm sorry, but if I'm paying 30% of my income that I work my ass off for in taxes, and I find out
I'm in the 40% bracket.
that the people that are taking my money are spending $50 million of it on condoms to send to Uganda or wherever the hell they sent it to, I'm going to have a problem, and I want to know. Now, you might ask yourself, why would any normal human being not be okay with that? Because they're brainwashed. They're brainwashed to believe.
A lot of it, if you watch that interview yesterday, or not interview, the question that Elon Musk was taking at the White House, most of it was just simply fraudulent spending. It's just billions of dollars going to people that aren't in Social Security but are collecting a check, right? And he was saying that there's a long list of people collecting Social Security checks that are over 150 years old. Obviously, nobody can live that long. And then on top of that, a lot of this money is just simply getting funneled to organizations outside the U.S. And it's just like, why not just stop fraudulent payments? You know what I mean? Like let's just start there. And it seems like that's been his main focus, is simply just having accountability for the money. And if it's going to places that it's not supposed to go, to just straight fraud, then let's just turn that tap off. But I don't know, man. It doesn't make much sense to me, but yeah, very interesting.
Let's take a look at the markets.
All right. So we got Bitcoin bouncing around that 97,000. And as I mentioned, we had this big volatility kind of shakeup here. Very interesting, man. We went from 96.5 all the way down. It says 94.2 here. I did see it as low as like 93,000 at the time. It was like 93.1. I'm sure there were probably some exchanges that had some candles down to 92, but quickly rebounded. And very interesting, we bounced right up to 97.5, and this was over the course of an hour and a half. So very interesting price movement. But if you look on the 24 hours here, just kind of, you see that we are trending to up and to the right. I mean, we went from 95,000 flat, currently at 95. So gaining momentum outside of this little shakeout here. You look on the 1 week, still down. On the month, we as mentioned a few weeks ago, we put in this new all-time high at 108,000. Not that long ago, man.
January 20th. And then getting into the altcoin market, as mentioned, PancakeSwap almost 2xing in the last week, up 82%, 36% on the 24 hours. And you can see that is led by BNB, which is the 6th largest crypto by market cap. And if you exclude the...
Not the 6th largest.
Excuse me.
That's the 6th biggest gainer.
Yes. Well, no, it's the 5th largest, sorry. So if you exclude Tether, it is the 4th largest, right? If you look at crypto projects here, you know, something that did not essentially have a bear market. I mean, in a sense, it kind of did, but outperformed Bitcoin. And you can see here at its height, $650, at its trough or bottom, $200. So, you know, held better support than Bitcoin did. It was I think really the only coin in the top 100 that performed better than Bitcoin did through the bear market. But with that said, take that with what you want, because BNB, well, could be a lot of insider manipulation. Tokenomics are interesting. And anyways, I'm not a buyer of BNB is where I'm getting at.
I think these are actual users, man. You're seeing a lot of money being bridged over.
So you think all of a sudden Binance took their hands off the wheel for manipulation, even though they was all over the wheel during the bear market?
That's not what I'm saying, but I think this pump here is from actual people using it. I mean, do you think they have a hand on PancakeSwap?
Who is using Binance Smart Chain?
I literally showed you the volume flows of people bridging money over
that's
to
manipulated,
BNB.
bro. You know those numbers are manipulated. Don't even try it. You know those numbers can be manipulated. Those
You
transactions.
can say that about anything. You can say that about Solana. You can say that about Cardano.
No. Yeah, you could, but then you can talk to people that are in the community, and you can actually see firsthand. I have a friend, they're using it. I'm downloading the DEX. I'm using it. Like, give me some use case and utility for BNB other than a DEX swap. And if you are going to highlight a DEX swap, what tokens are they swapping for? What is hot right now on BNB? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm like genuinely like, am I missing something? Sometimes I miss a whole trend. It wouldn't be the first time. Sometimes I just miss an entire trend. Everyone's over here doing something, buying NFTs, staking something, and I'm liquidity. I'm just like, and the next thing you know, 2 months have passed, and I'm like, damn it, missed that one. Am I missing something on BNB? Because I don't know. Because me personally, I haven't heard one person say anything about BNB and any of their utilities or any of their dApps. If you in the chat, if you have participated in any kind of transaction on Binance Smart Chain, let me know what you're doing. I would love to know, because I'm starting to feel like I'm missing out here. Maybe I'm not missing out. Maybe it's manipulation. I don't know. I'm in my head right now. David.
It's not manipulation. People using it.
For what?
The meta, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
But the numbers show that people are using it. They're bridging money over. PancakeSwap is up. DEXs are up. BNB token is up. I'm not saying they don't pump the price up. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying this rally is people are on the platform. They're using it. It is what it is.
What are they using it for?
I don't know, because I'm not using it.
That's what I'm saying. I think if I'm plugged into crypto and I can't tell you one thing that they're doing that's positive on the, like, I see ICP price jump up. I can tell you, like, hey man, they got this pump.fund. I got, you know, man, I got the, Bob, whatever it is, like I can usually spot out and tell you why the transactions increase. Same thing for Cardano. Same thing for Ethereum. Same thing for Solana. Usually price pumps, transactions go through the roof. You can simply point to a dApp and be like, hey, there it is. What are we pointing at?
Okay, so let's take a look at the BNB ecosystem. Okay,
What we got?
BNB is up. These are not correct. What are you doing, CoinMarketCap? Shame on you.
While you look that up, I did want to get a little love to the chat. If you are new here, say hello. We'd love to give you a little shout out, a little recognition. We got Dean's Crypto Antagonist. We got Dusty, Daniel Clifford, Blue Man Music, Boo 700 or BUU 700, TYZ Off the Wall, Lucio, Decrypto, CTD, Mr. K, Brian B, SG80, Grello, and also Warlock. And then one last thing, we did have a super chat from Triple D, $2. And he's saying that some people are saying the top is in till Q3 or Q4. I think that the top comes in 2026. I don't think I've heard a lot of other people say that. I think I'm in my own little snow globe here on this one. But 2026, I think, is when we get that new we keep going into price discovery. And anyways, to all those new people, hola! Welcome.
I think Q2 is going to be the biggest quarter for crypto.
It might have the most run up. It might have the largest percentage gain for this bull market. I agree. I think Q2 to Q3 will be glorious. The candles will be large and green. However, I don't think that we get that bear market pullback, sell everything. Crypto melts down to 70% off of its all-time highs. That I don't think is going to happen. I think that we do get pullbacks. I think we get these tops repeatedly, new all-time highs, big pullback, 30%, whatever it is, spook the market, new all-time high, do it again, do it again, do it again. And I think that stretches out to 2026.
We'll see. It's a little interesting to see how this cycle is playing out. Well, Ripple is planting their flag in Portugal with Unicambio, their first Portuguese client of the country's leading cryptocurrency exchange, or leading currency exchange. Using Ripple payments, their corporate customers can now move funds near instantly between Portugal and Brazil. We also have this from Uniswap. The unit chain is officially live, fast with low fees, built for cross-chain liquidity, prioritizing decentralization from day one. This is going to be an L for Ethereum because the gas fee used will be Uniswap and not ETH. And so, interesting, we've seen Ethereum gas fees really tumble. Speaking of Ethereum, this was posted by AIXBT. Lido version 3 just launched with ST Vaults. Modular contracts enabling institutional ETH staking with customizable validator configurations and fee structures. Just in time for a potential either new application or amended application to allow staking for the Ethereum ETFs. And so if you allow staking for Ethereum ETFs, ETH is going to see a huge, huge rally. It really is. Think about it. The money they make from the fees, let's say 0.25%, 25 basis points, and now they take that ETH and they lock it up and they earn staking rewards, add that on top of it, and maybe, just maybe, they kick some of that back down to the ETF holders. It essentially becomes a dividend, right? All bullish narratives. You might see people start entering in. It's like, hey, not only do you not have to pay, because maybe we'll pay you a 0.75% dividend if we're getting 3.5 to 4 on Ethereum staking. Hey, that cancels out your fee, plus you make 0.5%, 50 basis points. With these large institutions, that's a lot of money. So, interesting. And then before I move on, what are your thoughts on the 3 things I shared? Let me guess, you don't know anyone using Uniswap?
I still use Uniswap, man.
You know Uniswap's on ETH, right?
I'm not saying that ETH is dead. I'm not saying
you
that
literally said ETH is dead.
I'm saying that ETH compared to Bitcoin is not worth the risk. Is all I've been saying. I'm saying you're going to probably, in my opinion, make more money holding Bitcoin than simply holding Ethereum. And if I'm wrong, I'm only wrong by a little bit. Not by that much. And that's just where I stand, man. I can see a scenario where Bitcoin is 300,000 and ETH is still at 6 or 7. But I also see the same scenario. Bitcoin's at 300,000 and ETH is at 11,000. And so congratulations, you kept in step with Bitcoin. But I don't see a scenario where ETH is at 20K. Just don't see it. And so why take the risk? That's where I'm at. And you know what? Will it keep growing? Will it be worth more now or more in 6 months than it is now? Probably. ETH will get to $5,000 and we'll make a new all-time high. Congrats to you. It'll probably be off of the back of ETF inflows and probably off the back of in-kind redemptions and staking options and ETF. There's a lot of different things that will expand. However, I just don't think that there's enough utility in ETH as far as the transactions it can handle, its competitive nature against other layer ones. I just think that it just doesn't compete. I'm sorry, bro. You don't have the throughput to compete as a layer one. You got to leverage all the scaling solutions to make things work. Then in that scenario, you got to buy Polygon, MATIC. You got to buy Arbitrum. You got to, you know what I mean? Like, why doesn't it just work on its own? Why got to hire other companies? I know they're not hiring companies, but you know what I'm saying. You know?
I'm hiring companies, damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is like, if that was the only way of being scalable, sure, cool. That's how it is what it is. But it's quite disappointing when Solana is handling the transaction Ethereum is trying to handle with all of their scaling solutions. Solana does it on the base layer. How can you compete with that? Right?
Solana needs needs Fire Dancer.
It's just like, even without Fire Dancer, it's still at operational level more efficient than ETH is with the scaling solutions. And that's even without Solana having Fire Dancer. And then you can replace that with a host of other layer ones. And it's just like, at what point are you just like, hey, it's this old tech that doesn't work, man? I mean, if it's store value, that's different. You don't need the transactions, right? Bitcoin doesn't need to be super fast and scalable. It's fine, bro. You're just parking $1 million in there. You buy 10 Bitcoin. You offload it. You don't need to process that transaction in seconds. You just want to make sure that it works. ETH, though, however, that's supposed to be a smart contract. It's supposed to be the internet computer, right? That's essentially what these smart contracts are supposed to be. Internet computer, decentralized compute. No need for intermediaries. But if you're not evolving, if you're not upgrading, you're not becoming functional as a computer, then people are going to go get new software. I'm sorry, bro. ETH is the BlackBerry of ETH is the BlackBerry of crypto. It was hot. It was trending. It had a whole keyboard. Everyone was like, wow, look at that. Solana's iPhone.
I don't know how many people remember the BlackBerry.
The BlackBerry was terrible. You ever seen the Sidekick?
No.
The Sidekick, it was a phone where the top half, the screen would slide up and you would see a whole freaking keyboard underneath. Sidekick. Oh, man. You know what? I might just buy one of those just for nostalgia. Sidekick phone. It was, oh, man, now this thing, I had this, bro. And then the only problem was like all the junk food crumbs would get stuck in here. And then it would this thing was dope, man.
This is the phone to have.
Yeah, this was the G right here. This right here is Dash. And then
terrible phone.
This one is Dash, if you're going to compare. And then also you have, the BlackBerry. That is definitely.
But at least the BlackBerry was the first business kind of oriented.
Yeah, this one was Ethereum right here, bro. Look at that. Look at this G right here. This was the one, man.
Yeah, but before it became the Ethereum, it actually was the most advanced phone, right?
Yeah, it was the jam, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And then
the iPhone came out.
Then the iPhone came out. Rest is history.
Kill it. Yeah.
This is the conversation we're gonna have. Instead, I'm gonna be 10 years older. I'm gonna have probably the same youthful look I have now. David's gonna have a longer beard, look withered. And we're gonna look at these. We're gonna look at these websites. They're gonna say, remember when Ethereum, when everyone was using that old Uniswap? Yeah. Like that was, we're gonna talk about it, but that was the tech right then and there. That was the one. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's gonna be our future 10 years from now, bro. What do you think? 10 years from now, what are we using? You still gonna be on that BlackBerry or what?
Great analysis on the phones, Rob. Great analysis on the phones. I cannot wait to tornado us out of here today. It was an interesting show. Make sure to come back tomorrow. We'll be
I
live.
almost didn't make it. You almost were free of this, David.
Yeah.
You almost escaped.
Jaron, when you watch this, fuck.
You
I
almost
wish you never
escaped.
would have picked up the phone. All jokes aside, make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys, and we will see you all tomorrow. Rocco! Thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate all of you. Again, follow us on X. Go drop your comment on the X post we're doing a $50 giveaway on, and we'll pick a winner tomorrow during the show. Until then, my friends.
Crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us meme coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon, then to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya.